because we've created a habit by apologizing all the time.
Right.
So we got to break it.
Right.
And it takes now, everybody used to say it took 21 days. It's 66 days to break a habit now.
I hadn't heard I knew it was more than 21, but I hadn't heard the 66. If you Google it, it'll tell you it's
66 days now.
That's a long time.
Because of our technology. It's messed us up.
Everyone, and welcome to No Limits with Kristen Andre. We are here today with Sam McElhaney, who is a senior vice president at Center State Bank. So I'm excited because here's what's cool. As fun as banking is to talk about,
it's a blast.
It's so fun, but we're not going to talk about banking today.
That's awesome.
Because that would not be nearly as fun as what we're talking about.
That's right.
All right, so we've been doing, for those of you guys that listen, we've been doing a lot of our no filter episodes where we tackle some topics that people are interested in. So here is what we're talking about today.
Okay.
It's the phrase, and I know I'm a huge Rachel Hollis fan. You're a huge Rachel Hollis fan. For those of you guys watching live, you can see Sam's got her necklace on here that she got, I'm assuming, from the Hollis Company, but it says not sorry.
That's
so
right.
Our topic today is sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
And why the heck we keep apologizing and saying we're sorry professionally, personally, all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So let me let you start. Tell us a little bit about yourself, background, all that good stuff.
Oh, wow. How far do we go back?
I don't know. Maybe not to birth, but, you know.
Because, I mean,
I know you're a mom.
Yes. This is a big year for me this year. I turned 45, so.
Nice.
I know,
okay. Exciting.
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
I'm not
cool.
afraid of age.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm not either.
It's just, it's just a number. So
Very
let's
cool.
celebrate it.
Yeah.
But I moved to Atlanta in 2005
Okay.
with my twin baby girls,
Aw.
who are not babies. They're 16.
Oh, gosh.
Very independent. So you give them their wheels and keys and driver's license, and they don't need you as much anymore.
So we're definitely going to have to talk about sorry, not sorry with kids.
Yes, because you have 3.
I have 3. I wanted twins.
You can have mine.
No, I'll trade you my 10-year-old for the twins.
I will do 10 all over again, over 16. So,
but I did. I think twins, there's just something about them where it's just cool. Now yours identical?
They look a lot alike.
Okay.
A lot alike, but they do not have a lot in common.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Because I hear that a lot.
Yes.
Even with identical twins, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
That
They
the
have their own
hobbies are different.
language. They have their own language.
Okay.
But they have nothing in common.
Nice. So you moved here with them.
Yes.
2005.
Yes.
And then you've been in banking for a while, right?
I'm on my 25th year.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So with your career, let's talk about the sorry, not sorry for a career right now. With your career, what do you feel like we apologize for professionally?
As individuals, we tend to apologize when we make promises and those things don't always happen.
Yep.
And I mean, yes, we should take accountability for those things because we are ultimately responsible with our customers.
Yep.
But I believe we should always thank the customer for making the choices that they make, which is working with us.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we shouldn't just go around saying, I'm sorry all the time, because those sorries make us look like the little boy that cried wolf.
Yeah. And they add up. I think after a while, you just keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I know I'll hear that with people, especially employees or people that work with you, because I've been in, finance for 20 years and insurance. And I agree with you. The customers, that's your people. And you want to fulfill your promises. You want to own up when you don't. But there's a big trend right now where we're trying to replace the word sorry with something different.
Yes.
So like instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm late, saying something like, thanks for being patient.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for
just
waiting on me.
Exactly. So switching the sorry to thank you, especially with customers. Because if we say it over and over again to our clients, they just hear, they've got the track of us saying sorry, sorry. So their mind is like, she's always apologizing, which means she's always doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's the word I'm sorry. And I have this conversation with people who read it on my necklace, which I did get at Rachel Hollis's conference. I'm sorry puts everybody in a negative mindset.
Yeah.
And by changing it and telling them, thank you so much for waiting on me. I totally appreciate you for waiting on me.
Right.
Keeps it positive. It keeps the mindset positive, and that's what we need more of out there in the environment.
Because most everything, especially in the work environment. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur now, but I've been in corporate for a long time. I've been in healthcare. I work for financial firms, and it tends to be a air of negativity around a lot of offices, which people are struggling with.
Yeah.
A lot of the financial firms and the insurance companies that I consult with still, it's just it's just that, I mean, people don't feel good anymore. They go to work and it's like, ugh.
Oh, when you get 20 emails that tell you why you can't get something done or no, I need you to do something else. If you simply, instead of firing back another email, which pings back and forth, if you actually pick up a phone and say, hey, Kristen, I want to talk about that email. Let's figure out some way to get this done, or help me understand why we need one more piece of information. It's amazing how talking on the phone, gentle tones with one another, great questions, great phrasing. It's amazing how two people can figure something out and get something resolved in a positive manner.
For sure.
Versus that negative back and forth manner.
Well, and we've always kind of been, I mean, email is so popular right now and texting and all that. And I have clients, my coaching clients, I'll tell them that I'm like, just pick up the phone. Good Lord, just quit the back and forth. Because one thing with email or text is you can't read inflection.
Correct.
And you can't understand people's voice. Because I'll do that with kids or friends. I'm like, why are you mad? They're like, mad? I'm not mad. Like my daughter will hit caps lock. And I'm like, why are you yelling at me? But it's true because, you know, we spend so many times just back and forth and back and forth. I mean, my pet peeve is long emails. I'm a bullet point girl. I mean, long emails, long text messages, long voicemails. I'm a texter, so I do text a lot. But like, I'll get an email and I'm like, if you could just take these 87 paragraphs and give me 3 bullet points, I'd be fine. But we spend so much time, and then you apologize. We're like, oh, I'm sorry that I did this. You know, so figuring out, all right, what's the best way to communicate? I think on the phone is
just ask the person.
Yeah.
How do you want to be communicated with?
Which we forget to do that a lot. I've had this conversation lately with a number of my clients, and it's funny. It's more common. It's more common with my more analytical clients. You know, especially in insurance and finance, there's so many people that are so analytical, and they'll try to explain something to a client, and I'm like, they don't need this much detail. Like, ask them how, you know, are you analytical or conceptual? Yeah. Do you want to know what time it is or how we made the watch? So it's trying to get them to think about that. And then what happens is if they don't ask, they find themselves over explaining, and then they have to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry this took so long. I'm sorry this was confusing. Yeah. Like, just ask what the person wants.
If you upfront ask how you want the communication to go in the beginning, and then if we both are on the same page and we reply to each other, it's a wonder we actually have more success in the sales process and in the relationship building process from day one. Definitely. Instead of at the end the confusion of, well, why did I lose you as a customer? Or why did that not go so well?
Yep.
It's just setting it up.
For sure. Because I think if we get expectations, clear expectations with anything, but with professionally, where are some opportunities that you've seen, you know, not just in banking or finance, but all professionals out there? Because I know you're actively involved in the community and do a lot of networking. Where are we making the mistakes? Where are you seeing people most apologize? I mean, being late's one of them. I hear that all the time. So sorry. What else?
Well, just referral processes in the beginning. Yeah. You know, we're supposed to have these major referral networks.
Right.
And you sit down and you have coffee with somebody, and well, why aren't they using me as a referral partner?
Yeah.
Why am I not hearing from them? Why are they not sending me the business? I see them always sending business to someone else, but I've taken them to lunch. I've taken them to coffee. I've met with them, and they just never make those introductions. Well, it wasn't set up properly in the beginning.
Well, that or either that's when I want to start smacking people and go, well, what have you done for them? Because my rule with my clients is, especially a lot of my clients obviously rely on referrals and introductions and meeting people, but my rule is help them first.
Give and take by Adam Grant.
They don't owe you, you know, because one of my clients the other day, we were on a coaching call, and he's like, yeah, I've got to follow up with so-and-so. He owes me some referrals. And I was like, that's what I told him. So I stopped him. I was like, hold on, stop there. Why does he owe you referrals?
Thank you.
Well, he said, I'm like, he doesn't owe you anything. Focus on the relationship. And my clients that really are relationship focused and driven and aren't making apologies, aren't saying sorry for this, they have genuinely positive interactions, and that's what people want to send people to.
Well, people think that an actual referral is closed business.
Right.
No, it's just introducing somebody to Kristen. I mean, it might have a connection, or Kristen's job is to actually meet those people and find out where connectivity is.
Yep. Just either way. Or both ways.
Both directions.
Yeah.
People just don't understand what true networking, or even I call it net weaving after Bob Little.
Yeah.
You just connect those people and find out where the commonality is.
And that's where I feel like thinking of being positive. Yes. That's what it is. So not thinking of because most people hate thinking about referrals or introductions or how am I going to get new business. I love business development. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I think prospecting and finding new people is fun because it's just getting to hear somebody's story. That's my theory when I meet somebody new. So let me hear their story. I don't know if I can help them. I don't know if they can help me. One of my biggest clients, when I first reached out, somebody had suggested that I call her, ran a big firm in New York. And I reached out and she goes, I don't know how you can help me. And I said, I don't either. I don't know if I can.
That's right.
But I just, so-and-so said you were great. Love to meet you. I mean, became a great client of mine. But it was because I wasn't apologizing. I wasn't saying, I'm sorry for wasting your time. It's just, if you genuinely try to connect with somebody, I think it's easier to do that.
But you and I did that when we first got here this morning.
We were talking like 3 or 4 different people. Yeah.
About 3 different people that we had something in common with over an app, Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
And last name changes.
Yes, exactly.
It's just finding something that we can converse
it's funny
about.
that we did have very odd people that we were not odd people. They weren't odd.
It was weird.
The
that
conversations.
We had those connections.
Yeah, it was really unique. But just having normal conversations.
That's right.
That's right. I did learn a lot that you're a big Baby Yoda fan.
Huge Baby Yoda fan.
I know. So I was my friend group is very into Baby Yoda right now.
Yes.
A couple of my girlfriends are like, we get 5 memes a day with Baby Yoda going around our group text, and I'm like, and these are highly accomplished women too. I'm like, you girls, like seriously.
They are crazy about the fact that Build-A-Bear is going to bring out a
excited
character.
about Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's where we're going to be hanging out and spending the night, I'm sure.
Oh, my Lord. So if you're looking for high-achieving women to prospect with, they are all at Build-A-Bear.
And several of them might be single.
Looking for Baby Yoda. That's true. I'm not going to be at Build-A-Bear.
That's not where Kristen's going to be.
So. I'm not going to be there. But all right, so let's talk about this for a minute because we talked about professional and you mentioned single. So here's what's interesting to me. The sorry, not sorry, I definitely see it at work.
Yes.
And I think that's just ingrained to try to figure out like, okay, what do I need to apologize? Because people feel guilty at work anyway. Like, oh, I'm not measuring up. But personally, I almost feel like people do it more often.
Yes.
And
apologizing.
And it annoys the crud out of me. Like it's with my children or a prime example, they're like, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm like, and so my new statement is, sorry doesn't matter. It's only about change behavior. So because like so many times people apologize.
I wish my kids would apologize for something.
Yours are teenagers. But think about people apologize and they go, oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's fine. But if you're not going to change the behavior,
then don't apologize. I agree. That's great.
So there's 2 components to the not sorry thing. It's I want you to truly be sorry and make a change with that.
Great.
But also quit apologizing. Do something different.
Yes.
So whether it's flipping the mindset to, hey, thanks for appreciate the fact you waited on me or what have you, whatever the not saying the word sorry, but doing something different, framing it in a positive.
Yes.
And then changing the behavior so you don't have to apologize.
That's great. Words and actions, they need to correlate with each other. Fantastic.
So where do you see the sorry, not sorry showing? Can I talk today? Sorry, not sorry showing up personally. Where have you hit it the most?
With family and also in my behavior?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great point. I need to take what you just said home to my kids because, just in like routine behaviors, helping out in the house and stuff. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry I didn't do that. Okay, well, that's the 21st time you've said that.
Right.
It's not happening. So need to change that behavior with, motivation, things of that nature.
Well, and it helps them because I feel like they know, especially kids, the younger they are, they know when they've done something.
Correct.
And so to say sorry to me, it doesn't, I think it's cordial and you should do that. But you should also change the behavior. Yeah. My youngest is really funny when she gets in trouble or does something wrong. We have I have a 2-story living room.
Okay.
So like you can, the balcony upstairs, you can kind of see into the living room. And anytime she's done something mad where she knows I'm disappointed, and it's usually because I've had the changed behavior discussion with her after she's stormed up to her room, like about 5 minutes later, there'll be a little piece of paper flying over the edge.
Oh, cute.
And she sends me like she writes out a little heartfelt note. And then she gets really mad when I was like, only change behavior. She does. She is genuinely sorry as a child, but I think learning then that the word is meaningless unless there's something to back it up.
The behavior to go with it.
Yeah. It's the same thing I think with friends and in relationships. Mm-hmm. If you say you're sorry for something and you don't do things differently,
it's not happening.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
It's so I feel like that's part of where I love the fact that Rachel Hollis was kind of going into that, in her Girl Stop Apologizing book, it was a lot about quit saying you're sorry. Do something different.
Well, she does that in the last 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
She has that challenge. She started it last year and she did it again this past year. in 2019, she basically challenged all the ladies in the last 90 days to take up 5 activities.
Yep.
Big on drinking the water, half your body weight.
Yep.
Get up.
I am failing miserably at that. I do have some water here. I'm going to have to drink about 18
you need
of
to
these.
remind yourself and do it.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, and to basically remind yourself to do it, I mean, I had to stop carrying around bottles and actually start carrying a glass for myself.
I bought one with the measures on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
And has it helped?
When I actually
fill it up.
Yes. So I have started filling it up in the, and because I like cold water. So I have for the habit building. But I've also stopped apologizing to myself that I forget it. So today it's sitting in my fridge.
Okay. So you didn't grab it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I've not been very good at that habit.
So you may have to set some kind of reminder to remind yourself to grab it every single time.
It's a tough one.
But she also
now, if it were 32 ounces of wine, it'd probably
be a different story.
It may be a whole different podcast.
If you did 32 ounces of wine, you'd have to double the water that you're drinking.
Yeah. But it's true, though. I mean, because the habits are getting, but don't you think this could become a habit, too?
What?
The apologizing.
Absolutely. If you start, you need to stop apologizing. But yeah. Because we've created a habit by apologizing all the time.
Right.
So we got to break it.
Right.
And it takes now, everybody used to say it took 21 days. It's 66 days to break a habit now.
I hadn't heard I knew it was more than 21, but I hadn't heard the 66. If you Google it, it'll tell you it's
66 days now.
That's a long time.
Because of our technology. It's messed us up.
Oh, it's definitely messed us up.
Yeah, 66 days to break it now.
Huh. Okay. I didn't know that.
66.
All right. So let's talk about this personally. I think some of the things we can do, or professionally, is anytime we say the word I'm sorry, first and foremost to realize we've done it and try to figure out what we could say in its place.
Absolutely.
That's going to be the first one. But I'm still back to this bigger thing about change behavior.
Yeah.
Because I've had friends, I've had exes that were like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but they didn't change anything. And that's when you want to.
Well, that's where personally for me, it's those goals. And I have great friends who we have these discussions about it. And I'm a big Michael Hyatt fan, so I probably would put Rachel and Michael Hyatt together.
You're fangirling both of them. I know. Those are two good people to fangirl.
Well, and the goals that Michael Hyatt talks about on an annual basis, you then break them down on a quarterly basis and hold yourself accountable on a daily basis for those.
Yeah, he's got a great planner that does that.
That full focus planner is huge. And those goals hold you accountable for that, and there's 8 categories where you write out spiritually, emotionally, physically, and those goals help hold you accountable to those things so that you can break those behaviors, especially the ones like not sorry, things of that nature. And if you're holding yourself accountable to those things, he's big on you've got to reward yourself for not doing those habits that you're trying to break.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you specifically write out, if I'm not doing these things, then I need to reward myself so it'll motivate me not to do those bad behaviors. Right. I'm going more in the positive direction.
Well, and the positive is the whole thing. I mean, that's really where it all, because you said it earlier, when you say I'm sorry, that's a negative mindset, and it's starting you in a negative place. Right. So first and foremost, let's just get rid of that.
That's right.
I'm not saying don't be remorseful or sorry for things that you do. If you do something bonehead, I say bonehead all the time. If you do something boneheaded, own up to it.
Right.
But you can own up to it and change the behavior without going, I'm sorry I did this. Because after a while, it's a broken record.
If I physically, and I say this to everybody when I'm explaining the not sorry part, if I physically do harm to you, if I physically hurt you, if I physically cause some kind of damage.
Right.
Emotionally, mentally, or something, I need to take accountability for that.
Absolutely, 100%.
But if I'm just going around saying I'm sorry all the time, you're not going to have trust in me, respect for me.
Right.
We're not going to have a great relationship.
There's a big difference with that. And I think that's an excellent point, because I've had people apologize and say I'm sorry that I truly don't think we're sorry.
Correct.
And over and over and over again, but the behavior didn't change. They weren't remorseful. They truly didn't own it. Correct. And those are the people that you're just like, you don't need, I mean, I'm a cutoff type of person. Like, you don't need them. I mean, they're either toxic or they're not bringing any value to you and your world. So those are the people that need to go.
That's right.
If somebody is genuinely, genuinely sorry, and they say, if I hurt you, blah, 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 whatever, whether it's a friend, a colleague, and they make changes towards improving, those are the people that you're like, okay, that builds trust. But, those are the people that you want in your world because they're trying.
I recognize in my personality, Kristen, that I don't always understand or know when I've hurt somebody, like truly hurt them, because I know my personality profile. So I've told my friends, tell me.
Yeah. And a lot of people won't. A lot of people just get offended. Like I flat out tell, I mean, obviously I'm more like you. So I will tell somebody if they've, done anything.
That's it. Come to me.
And if I feel genuine, like they are really trying to make a change or anything's different, then, we can get past that.
That's right.
But it's the people, the people I've generally or truly cut out that I'm like, I don't even need this person or want this person around in my life. They're the ones that you could just tell by the actions that was just a normal thing for them.
But I'll pick up on the fact you and I haven't talked in like 2, 3, 4 days. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Kristen and I talk on a regular basis.
So what's going on?
I'll come to you and I'll say, I've obviously done something.
Yeah.
You're not talking.
I don't know if a lot of people are that perceptive, though.
Then there's a whole other story we can talk about called emotional intelligence.
Yeah. I don't think, and that's a big thing that corporations are starting to look at more, which I think is critical because a lot of people won't, either they aren't picking up on it or they're not strong enough to go to somebody and say, hey, hadn't talked to you in a while, what's going on? So and it doesn't have to be confrontational. And I think that's what a lot of people are scared of is the confrontation.
That's right.
I'm not overly scared of confrontation.
Me either.
Which is probably not a good thing. All right, so let's talk about the movement, our little not sorry movement. So I know Rachel's big on this, and she talked about this at her Rise conferences because you guys know we're the big Rachel fans here. But from day to day, like we talked about our kids and teaching our kids that it's about change behavior.
Yes.
That sounds, if I'm doing that with my friends, I can tell my kids, hey, you need to quit saying you're sorry and change your behavior. Yeah. That's parental. It sounds parental if I say that to my buddy. You know what I mean? So if I look and go,
like you're lecturing.
Yeah, Sam, I know you said you're sorry, but I'm going to need you to change your behavior. It just sounds very parent-child, to which most people are that wall's going to go up there and be like, whatever. So how do we start to weave that in? I think it starts with the mindset shift of replacing the word I'm sorry with something more positive. Yeah. But what's beyond that?
Well, it sounds like we need 32 ounces of wine to begin with.
I think, I don't know. Whole nother one we're going to do. That's the no filter, no balance.
No, actually, I've had that conversation with several of my girlfriends recently because, again, I wear this necklace
all the time.
All the time. And I've had people, look at it that way. And those girlfriends that I've been having the conversation with, because they're in great relationships, dating and friendships, but they're also in some difficult ones as well too. And they've sat down and they said, Sam, how do I handle this? Or Sam, what do I do here? And I'm like, now, do you really want my advice? Yeah. I always start with that conversation.
I think that's a great point. Yeah. Because we tend to want to fix a lot of times.
Because I will give a solution because that's my personality. And if they say, yeah, I'm asking you because I really want it. And I'm like, look, I'll start right here and my hand will go up and it'll touch it. And I'll be like, you first and foremost, you cannot apologize for any behavior or anything you're going to say to that person. Yeah. But you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be honest with them.
I think that's huge. I like that you can just kind of touch the negative. Here's the not sorry. But it's true. But the key component to be able to do that and it be genuine and authentic is it's got to come from a real place of caring. Yeah. It's not coming from you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. So I don't agree with, there's a lot of people I don't agree with. There's a lot of friends of mine that do things I don't agree with. And it's not judgment, it's just different. That's right. And I think that's the point where we need to draw the line. You can be sorry, not sorry, but draw the line before judgment. And I think asking the question is, do you want the feedback? Because some people don't. And I ask that question a lot too, because people are like, what do you think about this? I'm like, do you really want to know? And I had, and I do that personally and professionally. I have a friend of mine who is just starting to do some speaking, and I do a lot of speaking, and asked me to come to hear him. And I did. Great. This was a few years ago. And I went, and he came up, he goes, and afterwards he goes, what did you think? Which is really
That's
open.
A loaded question.
Very loaded question. And I remember and I looked at him and I was like, because I didn't know what he was asking. And I said, do you want feedback or do you want me to tell you how great you did? Because that was the difference. Because he did well. It was his first talk. He was new. He did well, but there was definitely areas of improvement,
which
for sure.
Does.
And that's why I said, do you want feedback or do you want the compliments? Which one? And he's like, well, he wanted compliments to start for sure. So that was it. And then a little later, he goes, well, I just want to know I did good. I said, you did great. And then a little later, he's like, well, do you have some feedback for me? I'm like, yeah. Because he wasn't ready right then when he got done, because I was one of the first people to talk to him afterwards. He needed to hear, you did awesome.
Wow.
Right? So I couldn't have laid in right there. But had I not asked, my brain would have gone to, you could have done this, and this.
You could have stood this way. You
right.
could have talked like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
So, once asking people what they need, because sometimes people just need to be heard.
That's right.
And not fixed.
Yeah. Do you want me to just listen right now?
Right. Exactly. And then you don't have to apologize later for saying, oh, I didn't mean to be judgmental. That's where we apologize, is when we overstep what the person was looking for.
Well, and it's funny you just said it, because Rachel's second book, the one that's out right now, Girls Stop Apologizing, we're taught as women at such an early age to apologize for why we didn't go to the gym.
Everything. Yeah.
Why we didn't make a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
Why we didn't go to this event, or why we didn't buy that dress. Or, we can't do that with our girlfriends.
No. I think my girlfriend group's pretty not like that. But we all, I think most of us probably read that book too. But we naturally just didn't do that. We're my closest group of girlfriends, they're probably very judgment-free.
That's
polar
awesome.
Opposites. I mean, I've got several different girlfriend groups, but they are the type that are going to ask, what do you need from me? Do you need an opinion? Do you need just me to listen? So they're the type that are self-aware. I think it starts with self-awareness.
See, and that's what I think you're probably doing as well as I'm doing with our daughters.
Yep.
Because the girls at this age are so judgy.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to make sure that girls, you got to be aware of which of your girlfriends are not going to do that and lift you up versus the ones that are going to try to tear you down.
And that's a huge thing. And we could definitely do another girlfriend episode, but we have, we've gotten to a point now where it's not a hard thing to differentiate. Right. It's a hard thing to accept.
Oh, great point.
So I definitely have people in my life that are no longer my life because it took me way too long to figure out they weren't a build-up person.
Okay.
And you don't realize the toll that takes on you until that person's not there anymore. And you're like, holy crap, this was not, the weight was lifted. For like crazy, for sure lifted. Yeah. And you don't realize it in the moment. So teaching our friends, because not everybody does that. I mean, I've done a lot of development work over the last couple decades, so I get it and I can see it, but even me, it takes me a long time sometimes. So teaching our friends, our colleagues, our business associates, especially our children, to understand that the people that will build you up authentically, like truly vested in your interests, are the ones you want in your life.
Well, when your girlfriend realizes, I don't have that weight anymore either.
Yeah.
And they come to you and they call you up and they say, I had a good day today. Yeah. I didn't have that negativity pulling me down or weighting me down. You're like, thank you. I've seen it. You finally seen it. The world opens up and it's a different situation.
Well, this is also, I think we could talk forever on this topic, but all right. So the main thing, you guys listening, or if looking, you can see Sam's necklace here. Sorry, not sorry. So what we want you to do is quit apologizing. Yes. Stop apologizing. To quote Rachel, girl, stop apologizing. Literally. Or boy, either one.
Everybody, just be more positive in your life about things.
So figure out what it is you can do in your life. What are the things that you're having to own up for, or that you keep saying, I'm sorry. Catch yourself saying that and figure out how you can reword it.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for being with us.
Kristen, thank you so much.
Had fun. All right, guys, until next time, keep pushing past those limits.